guys, Cassandra Montana here back with another video. Today I am going to be telling you guys how I came out. Yes, I am doing the story time. I've never done a story time on my channel, but first one, and of course this had to be the first story time. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for how long and I've never told you guys how I came out. So I'm going to tell you guys how I came out, when I came out and all that, and how everyone reacted and just everything, when I knew, how I knew, blah blah blah. Alright, but before we start the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe if you are new, and turn on those post notifications so you see when I post, you know? And don't forget to smash that like button because it's gonna be a lit video. Hopefully you guys enjoy the story time. Hopefully I go in order. I'm probably gonna be bouncing back and forth, so we'll see. So in the beginning, when I knew I was gay was this is when I knew I was gay. Yep. That's when I knew. I knew, you know? And came out the womb and I was like, Mom, I'm gay. And she was like, oh, really? Oh my God, yes. And you know, ever since, like, it was just great, you know? No, I'm just kidding, okay? But like on a real note, all right, like growing up, since I was young, like as far as I can remember in life, I was always a tomboy. I always liked to play with guys, always liked to do what guys do, always liked to play sports, always liked to just wear guy clothes, play with guy toys, and all that. And like I just felt like I was a guy. And so I just never felt comfortable like in girl clothes or any of that. It just wasn't me, you know? So growing up, people always told me like, oh, you're gonna end up being like a girly girl, or you'll end up liking girl stuff when you're getting older. It's just a phase right now, like you're small, you know? So then yeah, and growing up, that did not happen. I just was like, I'm waiting until that time comes, maybe when I hit puberty, but still did not come. And so I always hung out with my cousin and my brother, and like we were like also very close, and like there were guys, and I was like, maybe that's why that I'm acting this way, because I'm hanging out with them and they're guys obviously, so I'm like trying to be like them. But nah, like even when I was with my sister or like other friends that were girls, I just felt the same, you know? As a little kid, I would always like do all that, and you know, obviously my mom didn't really care because it was just like, oh, she's gonna grow out of it. But look at me now. Fast forward to 3rd grade. Let me tell you this story. Oh my gosh. Okay. So in 3rd grade, I went to the school obviously, and there was this girl, and she told me that she liked me, and I was like, huh? A girl likes me? Like, is that normal? Like, what even is that, you know? So my dumb self, I was like obviously I knew I liked girls and I found girls attractive and not guys attractive, but like that girl liked me and she told me, and I was like, I don't know what to do, what to think, you know? So I was like, oh my gosh, like what the heck? And so I used to play in the principal's office all the time with my friends because we were really close to the principal, and she always had toys. I went up to her and I was like, hey, do you want to go play in the principal's office with the toys? And she was like, yeah, you know, she was all happy and all this, and I was like, for sure. She was just probably trying to look all cute and stuff, thinking it was a date, and was like, oh, look at me making my move, and you know? But little did she know, I let her into the principal's office to get her in trouble. Yes, don't even ask me, okay? I let her in there with my friends. My friends were already in there, by the way, and it was just me walking with her to the principal's office. And we opened the door, and the principal was right there standing, and all my friends were right there. And she's like, blah blah blah. I don't remember her name, but she was like, come here. And then we all left, and after that day, I never seen her at school ever again. And I never seen her, and I don't remember her name or how she looked. And I feel so bad because like I told on her because she liked me and I was a girl and she was a girl. But look at me now. Here I am. Only if she knew. So if you're watching this and you were the girl who I told in 3rd grade, I am so sorry, okay? Oh, I feel so bad. But she probably hates me, but I mean, I hope she's doing good. Alright, so fast forward to middle school. In middle school, that's when I had my first boyfriend, you know, in the 6th grade. I was peer pressured by my friend to go out with him. So obviously I did because I was dumb and young. And then, you know, I was like, I didn't enjoy it or nothing. It was just like, I don't know, like I just didn't feel comfortable, you know. And maybe like because I didn't know him, like I didn't know him at all, but I said yes, you know, it was weird. So maybe that was why. And then I was just like, maybe that's why. And then, you know, I broke his heart. And then 7th grade came around, and then my friend, the same friend, peer pressured me to go out with some other kid, and obviously I did. And so yes, I know, okay, I was dumb, but I went out with him and I did not enjoy it either, not at all. It was legit for both of them. Okay, this is how our conversations would go. We would be at lunch because that's when we would hang out. And so at lunch, this is legit the conversation. Hey, what's up? Nothing much. How about you? Nothing. Cool? Hey, you know, you can go hang out with your friends if you want to. You don't have to like be at lunch with me the whole time. No, it's okay. I want to hang out with you. Cool. But you could go with your friends if you want to, you know. You don't have to be with me at lunch either. Nah, I like to hang out with you too. Okay, well, bye. So yeah, that's how the conversations would be. Yes, I know, very terrible with both of them, and it was just not good. I felt really uncomfortable, and you know, and obviously still in middle school I did not know what gay was, what all that was. And then I ended up seeing a guy that was gay. He was at my school. There was like 2 of them, and I was like, oh wow, like guys liking guys, and people don't hate on it, you know. It was just weird. Like obviously there was those people who was like, that's nasty. So then yeah, and then I did my research, you know. I was like, and I obviously found out what gay was, what bi was, what lesbian was, what all that was. And I was like, oh wow, it is a thing, and it does have a name. That is interesting. So then some of my friends would mess around with me and be like, oh, you're gay, huh, blah 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 blah, or like, do you find this girl cute, blah blah blah, you know. And I would, like, to them, they thought I was messing around. I'd be like, yeah, I do, or like, yeah, I am, and they'd be like, nah, never mind, I'm just kidding, blah blah blah. Obviously, like, nobody ever like said that I was, because I've gone out with a guy and they were like, nah, she can't be gay if she went out with a guy. So I just kept it like that. And then in 8th grade there was this girl, and she was gay, you know. She dressed like the guy and everything, and I was like, whoa, that is crazy. And then a lot of girls liked her and stuff, and like girls that I didn't even think went that way liked her, and I was like, whoa, that is crazy. So then I was just like, wow, she's my inspiration. I want to be just like her, you know. I want to be able to be out there and be able to like just be myself, you know, like that. I wish. And like my whole life I was just like that. Like I was just like, I just wish I can just be myself to everybody and blah blah blah. But I was always so scared, and I never did. In high school, obviously in the 9th grade, this guy, he liked me, and he told me like, oh, I like you, blah blah blah. And then like we started talking or whatever, like as friends. And then I was like, you know what, maybe I'm not gay. I should just like give him a chance, because maybe, you know, middle school relationships, y'all already know how middle school relations was. They were no bueno. So yeah, and then I like was like, okay, I guess I'll go out with you, you know. So then I did, and once again I did not enjoy it at all. Okay, he's probably watching this. I don't know if you're watching this, but if you're watching this, I apologize for what I'm gonna say. But anyways, yeah, I just like didn't enjoy it because I don't like guys, and I like realized that like through everything, and he was like my last little experiment thing, I guess you could say, because I wanted to see if it was true, like if I actually did like boys or if I did like girls. So I was just like, my mind, I was confused, because I was like, I don't know, like all my life I've always liked girls, but I've never been with a girl, so how would I know? And so yeah, I went out with him. I just didn't enjoy it. I seen him more like a friend and stuff. Like he was really cool, and he was a nice person. Like I appreciate him for that. He was a really nice guy. but I did not find him attractive, nor did I like him. Yeah, and then I was in the soccer team for my school, and I met this girl. She was the goalie for our team. She was a junior while I was a freshman, and I was in the varsity team, and she was in the varsity team, so that's how we, like, you know, we met and stuff. We played this other school, and I guess like she knew some person from there who was gay, and like that girl liked her, and she was like telling me all this stuff because we got really close, you know. And she started like telling me all this stuff, like how should that girl try getting at her, blah blah blah. I was like, oh shoot, like haha, that's weird. I don't know how this happened, but that girl followed me on Instagram, and then she ended up DMing me, and then she tried getting at me, and I was like, whoa, what the heck. And then like I don't know, I guess we started talking like as friends, and then I like didn't like her that way because she was like a guy, like she dressed like a guy and stuff, so I was like, I'm not into that, you know. I want to dress like that, I don't want to be with that. So what's it called, so I told her like nah and stuff, like when she tried to get at me, and she's like, would you ever date a girl? And I was like, oh shoot, like this is a gay person telling me if I would ever date a girl, like maybe I could come clean to like someone at least, maybe because she'll understand because she's gay. And so I was like, yeah, I would. And little did I know, I remember this day exactly. I was going to Walmart with my mom, okay? I was going when this was happening on Instagram. And so I was going to Walmart with my mom, and then she asked me if I would ever go out with a girl or if I found a girl attractive. And I said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And the girl from my soccer team, who was on my team, she texted me right after I said I did like girls to that girl. And she was like, so are you bi? And I was like, what? I was like, oh my god, like why is she asking me this? Like I felt like they were talking behind to like make me come out and say it. So then I was like, oh shoot. And then I was just like, you know what, she's gay too, so might as well, you know. So I was like, yeah, I do find girls attractive and blah blah blah. So at that point she knew I had like a boyfriend at the time, but she asked me if I liked girls, and I was like, yeah. So she's like, so you're bi? And I was like, yeah, I guess, you know. I was like, yeah. But all I wanted her to know was that I like girls, because obviously I had a crush on her. She asked me like, do you think I'm cute? And I was like, yeah, I like you. And she was like really? And then she was like, I like you too. And I was like, oh my god. First of all, she was a junior and I was a freshman, so I thought I was all cool. Second of all, it was a girl who liked me and I liked her, and it was just like, wow, you know. So like it was my little first girl thing. And then yeah, so then I guess we started talking, but I was with that guy still when we were talking, and so I broke up with him, and then I went with her, okay. So yeah, and then my brother, he was going out with this girl who was also on the soccer team at the time, because I went to high school with my brother, and I was really close to her, and she knew her as well because they were in the same grade. And so we like were all talking and stuff, and like I always hung out with her all the time, the girl who I liked. And then this one day, it was next to the locker rooms, and she just kissed me, you know. And like right when her lips touched mine, let me tell you, that's when I knew. I was like, this feels normal, like this feels better, like this just like feels right, you know. Because when I did that with the guy, I just felt so uncomfortable, and like people were staring, and like I was just like, I hope nobody sees, like ugh, you know. But when she did it, it was just like, wow, this just all makes sense to me now. Like I don't like guys, I like girls, only girls, that's it. So then what's it called, after that, I guess we were like a little thing or whatever, and we were on the low because nobody knew. But then I was like, I don't want to keep it like low key no more, like I feel like I should just be out there. And then she was like, you don't have to like be out there like that, like you should take your time, whatever you want, because she was out and everything. And yeah, and so I was like, you know, I feel like confident enough, because I know for sure, like if I wasn't sure then I wouldn't have said nothing, but I'm sure, like I'm positive, like I'm 100% sure that I'm gay. So then the first person, well the next person I told was my brother's ex-girlfriend. Like I told her because we were really close, and you know, that was like a way to also help me tell my brother, and then, you know, more like that. So then I told her, and she was like, what, really, blah blah blah, like who was the person? And I told her who it was, and she was like, oh why am I not surprised? You guys are always together, wow. So then I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, well, that's cute, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, are you gonna tell your brother? And I was like, oh, well, I don't know about that. Because, you know, I didn't know how he was gonna react. Yeah, so then I went to high school with my brother, and only 2 people knew in that school, which was obviously his girlfriend at the time and the girl I was talking to. And so then I was like, you know, I'm just gonna tell everybody at my school. So then I told my closest friends, and then all my closest friends, they were so supportive, and everyone was like, oh, really, blah, blah, blah. Like, some people were not even surprised at all. Others were like, oh, what, really? And all this stuff. And then, yeah, so they were all supportive, and I appreciate all of them for being so supportive of me. And it just like warms me, because nobody ever gave me a hard time with it at school, and everyone was just there, always there by my side and all that. And I just like appreciate you all. So everyone watching this, who I told and who supported me from the beginning, I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for you. Yeah, so I thank them all. And so then I, like, basically my whole school knew, but not my brother. He was there, he didn't know. Everyone, like, all my friends knew, and like obviously people in my grade, and then like mostly everybody close to me, like all my friends knew and everything. And then fast forward again, this ex-girlfriend used to always come over to our house and stuff. What's it called? This one day she was there, and I was like, I want to tell my brother. And then she's like, I'll help you tell him, like I'll be there with you, so to make sure like he's good, like he doesn't do anything or he doesn't tell you anything, you know, like I support you and I want him to support you as well, so I'll be there with you, so you're not alone. And I was like, okay. So then this one day it was me, him, and her, and I was like, Simon, I have to tell you something. And he's like, no, don't tell me. And I was like, what? And he's like, you're pregnant? And I was like, trust me, no. And then he's like, what is it then? And I was like, it's like big. And then he's like, what? Like, well, you're scaring me, blah, blah. Just tell me, like, what is it? What is it? What is it? And I was like, so then I made him go get food first, so I can like relax and calm myself and just wait until he like, when I'm ready. And so they went to go get food, and it was like in 0.5 seconds. Like, it was like, I'm telling you, he left, and right when he left, I saw him walk right back in the door with the food. And I was like, geez, gosh, that was so fast. He came back, he's like, okay, the food's here now, tell me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm so scared, like I don't know what he's gonna say. So then he was like, just tell me. And I was like, I like someone. And then he's like, who? Like, what guy is it? Blah, blah, blah. Like, do I know him? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know the person, and it's in your grade. And then he was like, who? Do I know him? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's not a boy. And he was like, what? He's like, oh, it's a girl? And he's like, Cassandra, you're lesbian? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes, I am. And he's like, no. And I was like, I am. And then his girlfriend, well, at the time his girlfriend was like, she is, like, she's talking to blah, blah, blah. What's her face? And my brother knew her too. So he was like, oh, her, really, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I kind of knew because you guys were always together. Like, did she turn you that way? Like, was it because you're hanging out with her and you think you are, and blah, blah. And I was like, no, like, I knew from way back when I was young. Like, I knew, like, I was reminding him of all the stuff that I'd done. Like, I was always into guy stuff. I was always into guy clothes. I wanted to change my name when I was younger. Never liked to wear girl stuff. I always wanted to do that. And he was like, well, that does make sense. Like, I kind of, like, had a feeling, but I didn't want to believe it because you're my sister, obviously. And I was like, well, yeah. And then he was like, well, I don't hate you or nothing. Like, if that's what you like, then that's what you like, you know? And I was like, everyone's just being so supportive of me. Obviously, he knew. At first, he thought it was a phase, and he was like, nah, like, watch, you'll see, you'll get over it, and blah, blah, blah. And then, well, look at me now. But anyways, so yeah, and I was like, nah, trust me, like, I'm gonna prove it. Like, I won't go back. Like, I promise you, like, I'm not gonna go back to guys. This felt so relieved because, you know, somebody in my family knew, and I was really close with my brother, so I was really happy that he supported me and all this stuff. Fast forward again, I was at this party, and I was with all my cousins, and my brother was there, and my brother knew, and he was like, are you gonna tell, like, anybody in the family, or are you gonna tell mom, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't know how to say it, like it's scary to say. He's like, I'll help you say it. And I'm like, okay. So then we were playing confessions with my cousins. We're all in a circle and we're all confessing stuff or whatever. And so then we're all confessing, and then my brother's like, Cassandra has to confess something like big. And I was like, okay, fine. And then all my cousins were like, what are you gonna confess? And I was like, I'm gay. And then they're like, oh, what? You know? And they were like, well, I'm not surprised. And I was like, well, yeah. Like some of my cousins were like, well, I'm not surprised at all. Like I seen this coming. Like finally you came out, you know? And then some of my other cousins were like, what, really, blah, 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 like that's crazy, like wow, you know, since when? And then obviously I told them that whole backstory that I told you guys right now. And so yeah, and they were all supportive too. Like they were just like, finally you came out, like you can finally be yourself, you know, and blah, blah, blah. We're still all supportive and stuff, and I really appreciate them also. So if you're all watching this, I appreciate you. After that, like a long while passed. This was like, what, freshman year, sophomore year. Everyone in my school knew, everyone outside knew. The only people who did not know was anybody in my family besides my cousins. I was like, you know, I really want to come out because after I talked to that one girl, like we stopped and stuff, and then I started talking to another girl, a different girl in sophomore year, and then I was like, I really want to come out, like I really want to come out, like I feel like I can, like I feel like I'm ready, like I know I like girls, I just want to be able to express it and just not care and stuff. So then I was like, the only person that I'm scared of is my mom, because obviously she's my mom, and I've heard a lot of stories that parents have disowned their own kids and stuff and like kicked them out, and I was just so scared, and I was like, I don't know how she's gonna react. But my mom did have a lot of gay friends, like she's known a lot of gay people, and there's a lot of gays around in my family, so like she's never judged them or never said anything about them. So I was kind of like, I don't know, but I am her daughter, so I was like, that's different, you know. So I was just overthinking so much. So this one time I went to Disneyland. It was me, my mom, my sister, and my cousin. And so we were there, and I was telling my sister, like, what if I tell her now? Because I mean, this is the happiest place, right? This is the happiest place. So what if I tell her now? I mean, she can't get mad in front of all these people and disown me in front of all these people. So then I was gonna tell her at Disneyland, and I was so nervous. So then my sister was like, I'll tell her. So we were in line for a ride, and my sister was like, making it obvious, like, tell her, you know, it's time. And then my cousin was like, go. And then my mom, you know, she was like there, and she was like, what do you guys have to tell me? Like, you guys are being so weird. And then we were like, nothing. And then my sister was like, what'd you do if Cassandra was gay? And then my mom was like, why? What are you trying to tell me? And she's like, nothing. I was like, nothing? What the heck? You're weird. And then my sister was like, what would you do though? And she's like, why are you asking me this? It's weird. And I was like, I don't know, she's weird. And then I just changed the subject because I was like, damn it, she finds it weird and she's gonna hate me if I was. So then I didn't end up telling her at all. And then my sister kept just saying like, oh, what if she kissed a girl? Like, how would you feel? Or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, stop making it so obvious, you know? A few months passed, and I was like, okay, I'm really ready now. Like, I'm ready. I gave her so many hints, and all the time she called me gay. Like, ever since, like, she's like messed around and stuff, like just messing with me, and would be like, oh, you're gay. Or like when I would be like saying something or like something, she would just be like, oh, you're gay, huh? But like messing around. And I was just like, oh, she was so, I thought she knew, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna come clean and just tell her. So then I told my sister, my brother, I was like, I'm ready to tell her. And yeah, and I was in my friend's 16. So I had practice that day, and my mom and me and my brother and my sister, we went to go eat, and we were eating. It was at Sizzlers. I remember it was Sizzlers. I kept like telling my brother, I really want to tell her, I really want to tell her. Like throughout all that time, I just kept telling him, I really want to tell her, I really want to tell her. And then he's like, tell her right now, we're all here, and you could just say it, and we're all here, and we all know, but she doesn't know, so we're like supporting you. And so then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and I was like, I can't do it right when we sat down. And so she went to the bathroom, and we were all sitting at the table, and I was like, we're all planning like, okay, this is how we're gonna say, this is how we're gonna say, blah blah blah, this is how we're gonna do it. I was like, you know, we're just gonna tell her, we're gonna have to tell her something, and then I'm just gonna say it. And I was like, but I'm really scared, like I can't. And then my brother was like, just do it, you're gonna say it, like I don't care what you say, you've been telling me you wanted to do it, so I'm gonna make you say it, like I don't care, if you're not gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. And I was like, no, but I have to say it because it's me. So then she came back, and then she sat down, and then it was like quiet, and we're all looking at each other like, oh my god, like is somebody gonna say something? And then my brother was like, Cassandra has to tell you something, and I was like, what? And I was like, damn it. So now I had to say it, or otherwise I would have to make up something. And then right when he said that, she was like, what, you're gay? And I was like, we all looked at each other like, you know, and it was just, it was crazy, it was weird. And then we were just all shook, and then she's like, what? Because we all started laughing, and she's like, what? And I was like, and she's like, yeah, what? And I was like, I am. She said, I am what? And I was like, okay. And she said, what? And I was like, I am gay. And she's like, you're gay? And I was like, and she's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, yes, I am. And she's like, you're not gay. And I was like, I am gay. She's like, Cassandra, you're not gay. And I'm like, I'm gay, I like girls. And then she was like, I started getting defensive, and I was like, I do like girls, like I know I like girls. She's like, no, it's just a phase, you're gonna get out of it, you know, blah blah blah. Like, it's high school, people want to experiment, but you're gonna see you're gonna end up liking boys. Well, would you look at me now, mom? And then she's like, how do you know? And I was like, because I've been with a girl. And she's like, you've been with the girl already? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I was like, I even been with a guy, and I didn't like being with the guy was just so uncomfortable and stuff. And so then she was like, what? And she was like so like weirded out, you know. And I was like, I mean, she hasn't disowned me yet, so I guess we're in a good path, right? So then she was like, what the hell? Like, she was just so shocked. And I was like, oh, well, that was like, I was shaking, I was nervous, you know, my hands were sweating, I didn't even want to eat, and I was just like, and then she was like, Cassandra, well, if that's what you like, or if that's what you think you like, I mean, you're still my daughter, you came out of me, and I love you, and I will always like support you, and whatever makes you happy, it will make me happy because I'm your mom, and I just want to see you happy. And I was like, you know, I was like, this is the conversation I wanted, and this is the conversation that I got. So then I was so happy, I was so relieved, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I was like, oh my god, wow, you know, like I was like that. So then she was like, well, if you say you're gay and you're 100% sure, then I'm gonna tell the whole family, and I'm gonna tell your dad. And I was like, okay, I don't care, go ahead. I haven't spoken to my dad, so I was like, oh my god, what if he disowns me? Like, I don't know what's gonna go on, what if my family doesn't like it, blah blah blah. So I was just like I was just thinking that, but then honestly I was just like, you know, if my mom didn't disown me, it's okay. Like, I don't care if my family disowns me, but my mom, that's the main person I cared about. And so then yeah, and everyone in my household did not care. So yeah, and I was finally able to like be myself and all that. And obviously it was weird still, like talking about girls, or you know, with just like bringing up girls or something. And I was just like, you know, like I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. But then my whole family found out, and they all told me, Cassandra, you're gay, blah blah blah. Mostly everybody knew it. Even my mom knew it. She said that she had a feeling, but she just didn't want to believe it because, like, me growing up, I told you, obviously. So yeah, basically everyone in my family knew. Everybody that I told was obviously had like a feeling about it. They were all like, yeah, I kind of had a feeling about it, but they were still like shook. They were like shook, but they weren't surprised, you know. They were just like, oh, so it's true. But they were all surprised, like friends, family, you know, everybody. But everyone was so supportive, and like I just like, I appreciate like everything that happened like within that, because I know there is people out there who have different stories who are way worse, like horrible, and it just like sucks that has to happen, you know. And I mean, everyone's different, everyone thinks different, but like I'm like really grateful that this like the family and the people that I'm surrounded with are very supportive, you know. Throughout like time, that's when I started changing my clothes, changing my style, started dressing more like a guy, having guy clothes and all that. And little by little, my mom was like shook, like, oh, why are you wearing that? Or cause I look like a guy, blah blah. But then she like was like noticing like, oh, so it's not a phase. And then like junior year came and all that, and senior year came, and I was like, everybody, like the whole world knew. And so yeah, and I was just like very happy to be myself, be able to be who I was, not be afraid anymore, you know. Like honestly, like those people who don't know or who are still in the closet, like once you come out, it's like the best thing ever. Like you just feel so relieved. But like once you're out, it's just like so much weight is lifted off your chest, you know. But I mean, everyone has their own time when they want to come out. Like people can like say just go out or go out, but I know it's, trust me, it's super hard. It took me 2 years to like officially come out to my family and all that. Like little by little, you know. I usually just told the people that were closest to me and stuff, and seeing how that went and stuff. But honestly, don't let anybody peer pressure you to come out or anything. And just, you should come out when you want to come out, you know. So if you're like watching this and you are in the closet still or whatever, and you're like, oh, when should I come out, or maybe I should come out, I mean, honestly, you will know the right time when to come out, and you should just come out whenever you want to. Like, don't feel peer pressured or anything. If my younger self was to think like how I would be now, I would not imagine Sada. Nope, I would not imagine me cutting my hair, which I have not talked about in my videos. If you guys didn't notice, I cut my hair, and then I have to cut it again because, you know, it grown. Right now it's a little messy. But anyways, yes, I did cut my hair, and look at me now. Who'd have thought? Not me. But yeah, so that was basically how I came out to everyone. Hopefully I did not confuse like anything or anybody. Alright guys, that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. Go smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new. We are almost at 1,000. We are halfway there, okay? I appreciate you all for subscribing already. And don't forget to share with your family, your friends, your sisters, your brothers, your dogs, your cats, your moms, your dads, and all the gays in the world. And then comment down below any questions you have for me. Or you could also DM me on my Instagram or my Twitter. It will be in the description below. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I am out. Did you know that a chicken lays an egg every day? If you didn't, now you do.